Hi everyone, welcome back to Eastwick Cottage Garden. It is the end of March and it is also my birthday. So I just wanted to come out here and do a garden tour. We haven't really done one for March in its entirety, so I just wanted to come out here and walk around. It's a beautiful day. It was like 80 degrees today and sunny. It's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow, but we're going to get some thunderstorms and then the weather's going to cool off a little bit. Not too bad, but it's going to be more like spring. So I decided to come out here and just kind of do a walk around of the garden and take you with me. I'm actually going to venture in the immersive garden bed today. Some things are starting to come to life and it's kind of nice to see these things. Also, I wanted to show you a bit of what I want to clean up in this area. We have some weeds growing, but we also have some plants coming in as well. So if you see in this area here, we have one of our lily plants. There's a grouping right here that is coming in. It blooms a dark blue color, so I'm looking forward to seeing that in the next coming months or so. We also have some down right here. We also have some phlox coming in. We have some on the other side as well. The bishop's goutweed has spread in here, and like I said before, it's almost impossible to get rid of. I need to buy some more of the Captain Jack deadweed brew to help with that. But here's another phlox plant. This one's a bit bigger, but it is coming in. So we're looking forward to seeing this come in. And then over here we have our pots that I need to clean these out. We actually have some pansies that made it through the winter into the spring. That's surprising. They look good. I'm going to keep them for them to give us a little color in the garden space. We have the vinca that is coming in and blooming. I know it spreads everywhere. I like vinca, so I'd rather have this than the bishop's goutweed. They're kind of competing for space here. We have some penstemon. This is penstemon mystica that's going to be coming in. I have one on the other side as well. So I have some things I need to cut down. I need to cut down some of the echinacea that grew up in the back here, and some of the other plants that have come in, I need to cut them back so they can start growing for the next year. There's some phlox right in this area coming in as well. It's not a whole lot to see, but things are starting to liven up. These are the red daylilies that I talked about in the long border. These were the original plants. There's one here and one on the other side. These I cut back and divided them and got 4 more plants out of them. Love a free plant. Here we have, this is phenomenal lavender. We planted this a couple years ago. It's growing well. It's got a dandelion coming up in the middle. We need to deal with that. So here we have this is kaleidoscope abelia. And this year has been really hard. Like I said, the winter has been really hard. But I was going to cut this back, but I'm seeing that here you can see these are dead, but here these are fresh growth. It's called kaleidoscope because it comes in a lot of, comes in with a variety of color here. But anyway, and then we have a bunch of ivy over here and jasmine. I need to get her out of here because I don't know if there's ticks in this. But I'm going to cut this ivy back closer towards the fence. I do like it lining the fence, but I need to get it closer to the fence. And I need to cut back the limelight hydrangea, cut the old spent flower stalks off of that. We're going to come in here later and take care of the knockout roses. We're going to come in here and clean them up a bit. We did a really hard prune a couple years back, so we'll just cut them down a bit and then clean them out in the middle so they'll have enough air and light to be able to bloom this season. And here in the front, we also have the original phenomenal lavender. I've had this for probably about 4 or 5 years. And it's really, really big, as you can see, and puts out a wonderful fragrance. Oh, and coming up here next to jasmine, we have our garlic chives. So there's a whole bunch of them in the garden this year. Coming around here towards the front of the immersive garden bed, this is like the street side. They call this the front because it's the street side. But we have the hellebores that we cleaned out last week, and we cut down, this is the zebra grass, we cut that down, hauled that away. And I cut back a little bit of the ivy in this flower bed. I need to trim up a little bit in the front here as well. But as you can see, we have a whole bunch of these hellebore coming in. And I think I might have baby hellebore growing here. Definitely this is hellebore. So I might have some free hellebore plants going on in this area. Very excited about that. So the hellebores we have here are, this is Rio Carnival, and then this is Paris in Pink. And then down here on the end, here we have, this is Rose Quartz. So a variety of hellebores in this area, looking great. And we have, this is heuchera. The heuchera is called Paprika, and that is coming in as well. And then back in this area here, we have a Tequila Sunrise Columbine growing back here. There's one on this side too, but I don't know if it'll come back this year. We have daffodils here coming up, getting ready to bloom under the dogwood tree. And honestly, I can't remember which ones are which because I planted a variety and they look out, some of them look the same, look very similar, so I don't know which one is which. Okay, here we are in the long border. We have a lot of stuff coming in, starting to flush and bloom. We have some more daffodils in the back here, getting ready to bloom. These daffodils here, these little yellow ones, are called Angel's Breath. So we have them in the front of the garden bed. I have them in several of the beds, but they're called Angel's Breath. We have our fountain grass that we cut back, it's coming in. In our containers here, we have some perennial viola and also a sage on the side here that are coming in, so I'm glad they came back this year. And the yellow here, this is yellow twig dogwood, and it is starting to put on its leaf growth. It was very nice to have this in the winter time, have a splash of brightness in the dark skies. Some more of the daylily that we talked about before, the false cypress in here in this area. And we have, this is the changeling heuchera, so we have 3 of those in this bed. There's more of the Angel's Breath daffodil coming up. This is a clover, it's a perennial clover, so hopefully, it's a red clover, so hopefully it comes back. It looks like there's some life in it, so I'm hoping that it comes back. It looks better on, looks better in person than it does on the camera. I'm taking a look at it. It looks kind of sketchy, but it's going to be a little bit noisier here as I'm coming in the front here. We have some of our leucogem blooming coming up. We have a bunch of this around the garden space. So they will be showing up pretty soon all over. But here, just kind of, the planting kind of repeats. We have 3 of the, something smells really, really good. I don't know what it is, but it smells really, really, maybe it's a forsythia. But we have 3 of the yellow twig dogwood in this area. These are brandywine viburnum, and they are starting to put on some new growth as well. But this area is shaping up. I hope to be able to do some more planting in here. It's the forsythia that we have. So I'm not going to open the gate because Jasmine is running around free and I don't want her to run out. We worked on this outside area last time in our garden cleanup. So I wanted to talk about this. This is a diamond spire not diamond. This is a green spire euonymus There are 4 in this area. This one is the worst off. I don't know if it got attacked by deer this winter or just with all the heavy snow, but it does seem to be putting on some new growth, and I hope that it does well in the coming year. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. So here we worked on this area too in the front, cleaning up things, getting them ready for the season. You can see here there's more of the green spire euonymus. There are 3 over this side, so they've been doing really well. And there's Jasmine in a garden bed that she doesn't belong in. Here in this front border, you can see a lot of things are starting to flush out. We did a lot of cleaning in this area here, cleaning up the winter debris. But there's a lot of new growth coming, and it looks very, very, very exciting. So we have some dianthus here, and there's one on the other side. That looks very nice and healthy green. And we have some candy tuft that are starting to bloom here. And we also have some more of the angel's breath daffodils. And back here, these daffodils here, which are super, super lovely, are called early cheer. So I planted a bunch of them to give a bit of life into the garden space. This is Sunjoy Barberry. We have 2 of these in here in this space, and they are doing really well, coming in with their chartreuse green leaves, looking very lively. So down the line of this area of the front garden bed, we have leucogems and daffodils coming in, and looking forward to seeing what they do this year. So around the maple tree here, we have more of the heuchera. So we have Delta Dawn, which is the greener, yellowy one, and more of the paprika. So they're kind of forming a ring around the tree. And then on the back end, we have some daffodils getting ready to put on some color as well. On this side, this is the maple border because it's surrounding the maple tree. We have more hellebore blooming. So the yellowy one is the Rio Carnival again. And then this one, try to bend down and get it. This one here is called True Love. We also have a bunch of the muscari coming in, and then I noticed that we have some of the vinca blooming in this area down here as well. So, hold on. So notice we have the GMs coming in, and it's just very nice to be able to look out the window and see growth. These are daylilies. We talked about them before. We are going to be thinning some of these out soon in the next week or so. Here we're coming into the orchard bed. And we have a lot of new growth coming in. And we have a lot of things we need to clean out. We haven't gotten to this part of the garden yet, but we have the red twig dogwood, which I'm going to leave it this year, but next year I'll probably start coming in and cutting stuff back. With this, the newer growth has the redder stems, and you want to trim it back like every 3 years so that you can get the color you want. So this is going to be on the agenda in the next week or so to get this all cleaned up. I have to clean up this pot that got decimated by the cold. We have another one of the barberry, Sunjoy Barberry. We have 2 of them in this bed. All this that you see here is Coronation Gold yarrow. So we need to cut that back because the green is coming through. And we have more of the phenomenal lavender here, and some muscari sprinkled in for good measure, and some more of the angel's breath daffodils. So coming into the orchard area, we have our woodland blend around the pear tree. So this is around the plum tree. I think this is the Morris plum. And a lot more flowers have opened up since yesterday. So I'm very excited about that. And I want to show you on the other side, I bought another plum tree to kind of help cross-pollinate. I can show you a little bit over here, but they've opened up at the same time, which I'm very excited about. I was kind of concerned that they weren't going to open because this one opens a little bit later. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say Bradford, but I don't think that's correct. I'll put the name on here, but this is also a plum tree as well. And we have Lazarus, the fig tree, who is doing great, looking healthy. And thank you, Dodie, for this. So looking forward to see if we get any figs this year. This is, I think it's second year in the ground. It has died back several times. This is why I call it Lazarus, but it's come through, and I think we're going to have success with it. So we have some more daffodils and woodland blend underneath the peach tree. The peach tree has a bunch of blossoms on it that are about to open. I am going to have Raheem come. I did call him to have him come and cut this branch off that's in the back here because I can't reach those along the fence line, and it's really too close to the honeysuckle, and you can see the honeysuckle's kind of encroaching on it. So I'm just going to cut that off. It also stabilized the tree, and the ratio is like a 1/3 to 1 that it should be, but this branch is way too big for the trunk of the tree. So eventually it's going to probably come off anyway in a not good way. So we want to prevent that. Here's our second here's our second plum tree with a lovely spider web on it. Very nice. I've seen some bumblebees. I actually saw a woodpecker this morning, which made my day. So the garden is springing forth in life. There's been mockingbirds and blue jays and all the things. So I'm very excited to see them in the garden space. But this is the second plum tree, and it's got a whole bunch of blooms on it. So hopefully we'll get some plums this year. So as I said before in the other video, Raheem came and did some aeration in the yard, which is wonderful. So hopefully we can get some growth of grass. At some point we are going to grass seed in the spring. I know there's weeds in here now, but there's fertilizer down with a bit of a weed suppressant, so hopefully we can get some grass coming in its place. So we have some more tete-a-tete daffodils here. This is the back of the garden. I don't really see this part, but I wanted to have some color for the neighbors to be able to look in, and then, walking around the garden, it's nice to have little surprises. So I had to cut down this zebra grass. We're heading into the woodland garden area now. I'm going to cut down this zebra grass. I'm going to leave some of the tops for the birds for their nests, but I just want to cut down the main thing to make new room for the new growth. So I'll be doing that in the coming week. The other zebra grass I tied up nice and neatly, and it was easy to cut it down. This one's going to be a little bit more of a challenge, but that's okay. We can handle it. So in this area, we are in the woodland garden area now, and we have some more of the Paris and pink hellebores. I do need to clean this area up because we have some of the ferns that were the winter ferns that have died back, and so we need to cut them, trim them back so we can make room for the new growth. But we also have planted the woodland blend in this area as well. So we have some Scilla, which is the blue that you can see here, and there's some white Scilla as well. And we have some more tete-a-tete daffodils. There were crocuses here earlier. If I have a picture of that, I will put a little bit of that up there. But it's been really nice to see the colors changing in the back. And it's a darker area, especially this is under the ornamental cherry tree, so it gets pretty dark during the season as the leaves come in, but it's really nice to have some color back here. So this is we're at the base of the cherry tree, and we have our squirrel house that is doing well. The squirrels are living in it. And more of the woodland blend and these daffodils that have bloomed and are looking very festive. I think that some of them, these are older daffodils, so I think that I might need to come in here and separate them out so that they can get some more room and maybe get some more life into them. So if anybody has any daffodil experience about what happens when you stop getting as many flowers, I'm going to look it up. But if you guys have any experience with that, please let me know, because I would like to be able to revitalize them and have this show in the back here. This is our composting area over here, and then we're coming back around to the back of the immersive garden bed. And then here we have some, this is a liriope. This is a liriope big blue, and we have some over here. These are daylilies, but these are double daylilies, and they bloom later in the season. They're really, really pretty, and they last a long time. So we have a row of hellebores here that I need to come and clean some of these out a bit, and they're really nice to see when you're just walking around the garden space. So coming around to the side, or the house side of the immersive garden bed, we have these hellebores, which were the first ones to bloom. They last a long time and they're beautiful. So this garden bed, the leaves are here. We're going to leave them because the bees are still coming out. Well, we will clean this garden bed up. Here's some variegated liriope here, and there's some candy tuft in this area. And you can see the candy tuft there and another liriope. So I need to cut back the old growth on the liriopes so that the new growth can come in and we can see it more clearly. So these are the deck step beds. We need to clean these out. I need to cut back this is pennisetum. I need to cut back the dead of that so that the new growth can come in. We have some more of the tete-a-tete daffodils and some other daffodils that are here. We also have popcorn drift rose in this area. We also have down here, I need to clean this out, but the green right there, that is catmint. So I did have some yarrow in this area here. It was cottontail yarrow, Peter cottontail yarrow. I killed them. So I need to come in with something else. I think I want a little bit more of a bigger shrub in this area. I'm not sure, but time will tell. We'll see what we can find in the garden centers. So here, this is the remains of some echinacea that grows here. I left the seed heads up for the birds to eat. They have been having a ball. As you can see, it was a round ball on here, and now they've cut it down. Some of these are all the way down. So kind of nice to be able to feed the wildlife throughout the winter. And here's another of the pennisetum. These are kind of twinish beds, not twinish, sisterish beds. So we need to clean this bed out as well. So that's the end of the garden tour for March. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as we walked around to see what's blooming and what's going on in the garden space. I am looking forward to seeing all of the exciting things happening in this coming season. So I hope you're doing well. Again, this is right before Easter, so I hope that you have a blessed Easter if you celebrate with your family, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.